Well, welcome everybody to another Thursday Facebook Live. This is John Whipple at the Division of Agriculture, and today I'm out at Moonstone Farms in Palmer with John Church, part of the Church family who's been running this farm now since 1935 is when it was first established, at least. And John's the fourth generation, is that right?
Yep.
Of the Church family to work on this farm. And they have so much cool stuff going on here. And so I've been excited to stop by and show all of you guys what is going on here.
So as John said, family, my great-grandparents came up here in 1935 as part of the New Deal colonist program, came up from Wisconsin. So my family, we moved out here in 1995 and have been here ever since. And that was kind of when we started to rehabilitate it into a farm, because previously it would have been just a rental property after my great-grandma got too old to run it. And so kind of brought it back to a functioning farm, and as I got older, it became more and more of something I wanted to do. So kind of moved away from my job with the state, came out here with my family. We run a market twice a week, and been here doing that for 3 years now. So it's been great. I was going to say, do you want to actually start moving around?
Yeah, I'd love to. We're going to give you guys a tour, so bear with us. We're going to mosey around here a little bit.
The bumps. So like I said, great-grandparents came up in 1935. This is actually the original farmhouse that they built. It's still the core, then a couple additions over the years. As you can see over here, they're getting ready for our market. We do that twice a week, Thursdays and Saturdays from 2 to 6. You can come in, get fresh veggies, whatever's ready. A lot of the stuff we'll cut fresh for you from the garden. It's my dad over there. He's the main muscle that makes the farm work still. I'm learning a lot from him, but he's got 35 years as a diesel mechanic on the railroad that I got to learn from, so we're working our way there. As you can see, we have some freakishly large zucchini got away from us.
So I don't know if you guys can see that, but there in the background on the table there.
We pulled a couple off to the side just to kind of show. And this is, in a week they go from regular size to just gigantic. So this piece of equipment right here, this is actually the plow that my great-grandparents got when they got their tractor in 1947. Until then, they were plowing everything by hand, and that was my grandpa's job as the oldest boy. And so it used to take him, he would say, 3 weeks to plow the field. When they got the tractor, he could do it in 3 days. So, it was a big improvement, but they went 12 years before they ended up doing that. So definitely makes you appreciate being alive now, where tractors, are work.
Seriously.
Yeah, so this is
one
of the zucchinis that we pulled out today. It's like as long as my arm and difficult to hold. So we got an old potato planter here. That was my great-grandparents as well. So they used that to plant, had the fertilizer. Someone would sit on the back and make sure, the seeds all went through the holes.
That's so cool.
Yeah, Dad he loves collecting old equipment and rehabilitating stuff. He's got a lot of stuff actually from the Cotulla farm as well. We've been good friends with them for a long time, and when Jay passed away, we worked with Beth to help her clear a lot of that stuff out of there, and we brought some of the equipment over here. These greenhouses right here are actually World War II Quonset huts that we stripped the metal off of and then used the frames. You put a 2x4 across it, purlons, and then stretch the plastic over it. And they work really well. Last winter, we had those big windstorms, and our neighbors, they lost a couple of greenhouses, but ours stood pretty firm, and this one didn't even have a front on it when that happened, so I was surprised that didn't get damaged.
Wow.
But yeah, so it's all about kind of repurposing what we can.
What kind of stuff are you guys growing in the greenhouses right now?
So right now we got there's celery, tomatillos, tomatoes, onions. Got a couple different varieties, onion, shallots, cucumbers. Got kind of built a little arch in there so you can see the cucumber arch. Garlic. That's all drying, so I think think we sold out of all the garlic already, though. That's generally something that goes pretty quick. So this is actually where I live. I live on the property. My family, we kind of all run it together. There's 5 of us, including my niece, who is now in school again, so she gets the day off. Otherwise, she's normally out here, and she loves giving the tours. She's quite personable and loves performing. She's in drama in high school already, so it's like, oh, that's perfect for you. So there's a 1947 Farmall, or no, that's the 44, excuse me.
Whoa.
That, we still use it to bale hay, and it's still a pretty good workhorse. We actually just recently got a new tractor. First one we bought, first new tractor we bought since we moved out here. So definitely get our money's worth out of the equipment.
Jeez.
And then there's a 1948 GMC flatbed. Used to be a dump truck, but we took the dump mechanism off and put it onto a flatbed trailer.
That is a beautiful truck. Holy cow.
Oh yeah, if only it ran as nice as it looked. So actually it runs really good. It's the brakes are a little bit of an issue, so going down the highway, you just gotta make sure you give yourself a little space.
Sure. All right, I'm going to pan over here. I'm excited to show everybody this. This is one of the brand new crowning kind of.
This is the new kind of edition, right in I think it was 2020. My dad and I went to an estate sale of another one of the farms off, I think it was Outer Springer, and they had 2 rail cars there that, when we were walking through, we were like, oh, these could make cool buildings of some kind. And at that time, we were working on getting a liquor license for another small building that we had. But when these came up, it kind of presented itself as a perfect opportunity to kind of do something out of the ordinary. And so we bought those. No one else at the auction bid on them, so we were able to get them pretty cheap, moved them over here, and then spent a good winter and part of a spring ripping the insides out. They used to be concrete cars, so they were filled with old powdered concrete. They're actually 1943 train cars, and they still have the Mount McKinley route on there, so it's dated in the name. But yeah, so there's actually another one over behind my house over there that we're converting into a little Airbnb that will this fall. Theoretically, it's already fall. We haven't done this yet, but we're going to move it over to near the peony patch and then turn that into a little vacation rental kind of thing. But yeah, so
that's going to be awesome. Yeah, let's go show everybody inside this place.
Come on into the tasting room that we have here.
So I don't know if he said it yet, but this is a tap room.
Oh,
so you can come here and enjoy some local beers on this local farm.
Yeah, so as you can see, it doesn't quite look like a rail car on the inside. We give tours to a couple different tour companies. They come through, and it's generally the statement everyone makes is they're just kind of blown away by how it looks inside versus out. This is actually the original wood on the side there that was in the rail car. We just flipped it over, so the underside is actually painted white, but we just flipped it and put it back up and sealed it, and it looked really good.
So cool. And I love these tall windows.
Yeah.
And it's a little rainy today, but obviously one of the other great features is your awesome deck with its views.
Yeah, and you can see Pioneer Peak in the background there. I was going to say you might not be able to see through the windows. If do you want to go out on the deck?
Yeah, let's go show them the view.
Yeah, so. But yeah, so we have a bunch of different rotating brews. Right now we got Lazy Mountain, Bear Paw, Denali Brewing. I'll have Bleeding Heart coming on soon, and I think I have Double Shovel right now. So as we run out of stuff, we just kind of try and cycle in new things and feature new breweries, different things, different flavors of the state. So yeah, this is the deck out here. We just finished this year. We did the railing, all that stuff. Just chainsaw, sand it, and seal it. And it turned out really good.
So cool.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't so gray, you guys could see the mountains that are all around. You kind of see
a
Pioneer, I guess. And you've got active fields in the background. What all are you growing out here?
Yeah,
I know
so
there's the peony field in the distance.
Yeah, peonies, they all bloomed out pretty early this year with how hot it was. But
that's what I heard.
Yeah, it was quite beautiful though when they were out. Out here, it's our hay field. It's a brome timothy mixture mostly. We would have cut it already if we can get 4 days of decent weather, but that's proving to be difficult at this time. So
yeah, you and everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. It's just kind of waiting for the weather to change, which works because like I was saying earlier, I had my knee surgery 2 weeks ago, so the longer it takes, the more I'm able to help, I guess, in that sense. So if it takes a couple more weeks, I'll actually be able to throw a hay bale or two. So down here we have our lower garden where we grow a lot of the zucchini, broccoli, romanesco, cauliflower, and our potato field. We worked with Nona's Osteria, which was a new Italian restaurant that opened in Wasilla. So we're growing a lot of zucchini flowers and blossoms for them. I know she's not doing dinners yet, but that's on the horizon. But they have super good cookies, and their lunch is pretty good as well.
That's awesome. So in addition to the tap room, to the farmers markets that you have here on location during the week, when you have a couple of other people join you for that farmers market, it's not just you guys, right? And then some of these other direct sales like you just talked about, you guys also do farm tours, don't you?
Yeah, so we work with, there's a local farm tour group run by Christy. I can't remember her last name off the top of my head. But she comes through with a group, and they do go to a couple different farms around the valley, and then a couple of the bigger tours, they'll stop through on their way coming up from either Seward or coming down from Fairbanks and Talkeetna. So they come in, stop in for half hour, 45 minutes, and check out the place. And a lot of people, they don't know what to expect when they pull into a farm, and they're in Alaska. And
I'm gonna show people the rail car somewhere here. It's so cool.
Refocus there. But yeah, so it's trying to make it work, trying to make it so it can spend enough revenue for a family to live off of comfortably. Eventually my niece hopefully will be running the place, and go from fifth, because she's fifth, maybe sixth, seventh, who knows how many generations we'll have here. Oh, actually, so this barn here, point this out, this was built the same time that they built the house. So that's the same kind of log core that the main house is as well. It's covered with the siding now. But when we moved out here, we had to lift it up because the bottom couple of logs had rotted out. So we lifted it up, put some new creosote logs under there, and set it back down. So had to do that with a number of the buildings because naturally they just kind of built them on the ground.
Sure.
And as they get older, but there's actually some pictures we have of like my great grandfather in front of some of these buildings, and there's like the little tree, and you look at it now, and it's a giant spruce tree that's starting to push near the buildings. So it's like, it's kind of cool to see that living history.
That's so cool, and so much history, and it's cool that you guys are passing it on and trying to keep building it up for future generations.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of
this way we can kind of share this the property with people in the valley, and there's not a lot of pieces of property like this left, like the old colony farms. A lot of them turning into housing divisions, or subdivisions. We have a couple moving in behind us as well. So it's kind of the way things are going. But we can share a little bit of history and kind of show people, if you want to grow stuff, this is kind of how you do it. So
that's awesome.
It's been fun.
Well, before we sign off, anything we missed, anything you want to touch on, or calls to action for our audience? How can they come enjoy your...
Well, like I said, market's open Thursdays, Saturdays, 2 to 6. The rail car is open 2 to 8 on those days, so you can come on in. Obviously, days like today, a little less popular because the deck is really where you want to be, but we got room for a couple people in there. Come in, taste some brews, and see what else we have, because menu will change every week, both here and at the market, and you never know what you'll find.
Yeah, so keep swinging by. So it's Thursdays and Saturdays 2 to 6 for the market, and then the tap room is at Thursday and Saturday 2 to 8, so a little bit longer hours. And open Friday yet, or skipping Friday right now?
Skipping Friday for now. We're first year.
Sure.
We just got the license July 14th. That was our first day we were open. So still kind of figuring things out. Maybe next year it might expand hours. We'll kind of see how things go.
Sure. And finally, where are you located? Tell them.
So we're at 2141 South Church Street, Palmer, Alaska, 99645. Very important, Palmer, because there is Church Road in Wasilla, and that'll put you on the very opposite side of town. So if you're near the hospital, you should be in the right spot.
Right. So if the overpass from Trunk Road over the highway right near Matsu Regional Hospital, go across that, hit the frontage road, go down that like a mile, and it's on your left. It's no big deal. It's super easy to find. So right on. Well, John, thanks again for taking the time to show us around. I hope you guys have enjoyed this little tour, and I hope some of you come on out here. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks again, everybody, and we will see you next week while we are at the Alaska State Fair. Don't forget, August 25th is Agriculture Day at the State Fair. Come by the Alaska Grown booth that's at the little town square in the center. Also, hit up the Tundra Chef Cook-Off Challenge, which will be in the events tent on the Yellow Trail. And just make sure to hit all the cool Alaska Grown foods and booths that'll be at the fair like they are every year. Bush's Bunches, the Farm Bureau, all the rest of it. Wear your Alaska Grown t-shirts, wear your Alaska Grown hoodies, and come on out. And we'll see you then, next Thursday. Have a good one. See you, dude.
Have a good one.